back again, Gwen Lawrence. Look for me at gwenlawrence.com too. And we are on episode 4 of my long deep holds, my personal, sometimes practice at night when I can't fit in a full yoga practice during the day. Again, depending on how much time I have, each hold is 1 minute to 10 minutes. Today we're going to talk a little bit about forward bend. And I know this is a very frustrating pose for the everyday, real-world person. Even if you're a gifted athlete, forward bend always seems to be just this place of resistance for a lot of people. So I'm going to give you some options. Again, I really find it most beneficial to increase your forward bend by holding it for a long time. And not only is this going to give you more flexibility and get deeper, but it's also going to work on that focus, the mental toughness, and the breathing, and just learning to be still and kind of find comfort in an uncomfortable situation. Traditional forward bend, we don't need to go into. I think you know where that is. But I think something that really helps is finding something. I think a block is even a little bit too high. I like my sandbags, or to roll up an extra mat and sit on it. Okay? So you're going to sit up. When your hips are higher than your heels, it gives you that feeling of downhill and less of a struggle and pulling. You also want to remember, forward bend comes from here. It doesn't come from here. Think of if I had a block in front of me, that my chest and belly would reach the block before my forehead. So it's a feeling of here, that I'm pivoting from my hip rather than here, where I'm overstretching and pulling my back and never really getting to the meat of the hamstring. I recommend, again, hips are high, set a timer so you could just breathe and release, 1 to 10 minutes. Start with a very bent knee and bring your chest and belly to your thighs. When I'm working with my athletes, I sometimes strap them in here so they have nowhere to go and no way to cheat. And you're going to hold on to your feet. If you're really, really tight, really resistant, make your feet a little bit wider. Okay? This reminds you to keep the feet square, and then you're just going to walk out as far as you can, still keeping this connection with your chest and belly against your thighs. And then, and only then, once you reached that feeling of stretch, then you're going to bring chest or head down. Another amazing thing, I'm just going to grab it right here, is another sandbag. Sometimes I have 2 or 3 on my back, and it's actually kind of funny to watch. But hey, sandbag onto the back. This has a handle so you can adjust it. Chest and belly to thighs. Bring it out. And it's almost like your teacher just kind of leaning and encouraging you to go deeper into the stretch. 1 to 10 minute hold. Breathe. Come up slow. A really magical, torturous forward bend that I do a lot with my athletes is forward bend against the wall. You have gravity to help, you have the wall to support you, and you have the floor to keep your feet square, which is going to help you open up all 3 muscles of the hamstrings equally. Many times people go into forward bend, you see a lot of this and this kind of happening with their feet, and then they're not really stretching the whole hamstring. So, as torturous as it may be, you're going to come over. I do this on my Vibe plate too. I put it on. It really helps me sink in a lot deeper. I highly recommend it. But feet about 10 to 12 inches away from the wall. Bend your knees a lot, just like you did on the floor. Bring your head around. Make sure you bring it around so you don't hit your head on the wall. And you could have a sandbag. Chest and belly to thighs. Reach and lean against the wall. That's it, right here. Feet are square, hips to shoulder width apart. And you grow into the stretch. You can rock from left to right. You can straighten and bend. The idea is to hold, sink the upper body down, use the wall to support you, feet on the floor to keep them square. This is a tough one. So it's 1 to 2 minutes. When you come out, notice I came to seated. I didn't stand up. When you're in that pose for a long time, come to standing, you can get very, very dizzy. Really effective way Not easy, but the best things in life are not free, so give it a try. And I will see you next time when we talk about my next long deep hold in my series, which is headstand we talked about, shoulder stand, back bend, forward bend, our friend pigeon. See you next time.